Hello.
Hello, I got a call from this number about 5-10 minutes ago.
Hello there. My name is Chris. I'm calling from the community mental health team at Bradford.
Oh, okay.
And we've been asked to complete a welfare check. I think it's Shazad that's speaking.
Yeah, I've not heard of you. And why have you been asked to complete a welfare check?
We've just been asked to just complete a welfare check for Talib. That's all. Just to kind of follow in process, just making sure he's okay.
Well, I mean, this is very suspicious, and obviously, where, who are you?
My name's Chris. So I'm a colleague of Fungi and Bali.
Yeah. And obviously, I've tried. Is Bali here today?
She isn't. No, that's why we've been asked to complete a welfare check. So I'm here with my colleague Khalid, and we're actually in Oldham. We're actually at the house
Yeah.
now, and
Well, we're not interested in any welfare check. We think this is highly suspicious because obviously, I've spoke to, I've tried to contact Bali. She's not here, and we want to know why you're doing a welfare check. This is very suspicious that you've come down previously as well. This is obviously very contentious that you're ringing up now. You've come from Bradford. You've come all the way here. You didn't ring me up before. This is an unannounced visit, and we think that you're acting with a malicious intention.
Okay, well that's not what we intend. We just
you are acting with malicious intention because obviously the last time Bali and Fungi came up equally. When I rang up and I said, look, we don't require a welfare check. You're acting with suspicion. Now, who's instigated this welfare check?
just been asked to
Well,
complete it by our
yeah.
managers.
What's your name of the manager?
Well, there's Vicina.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Vicina Brown, and she works for who? The council.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously there's legal proceedings in place, and these are malicious attempts. All right, and you tell Vicina Brown that the last time they came over, they broke in the door. We don't want to be harassed like this. But Talib's fine. All right, you've come down. You're coming down unannounced. Attempted to do a welfare check. What's the purpose of the welfare check? You've done you've got all his money. All right, this is obviously you probably don't know the full extent of this. Tell Vicina Brown to ring me up. All right, if you want to do a welfare check, let her ring me up. This is the second time that you've come down to do a welfare check, and we're not interested. All right, is it not clear that has he been discharged from City mental health team, or is he still a patient?
I believe he's still a patient at the moment.
No. Well, this is the thing. I spent a lot of time. Who is he a patient under?
The NHS trust.
No, it's not though, because who's his doctor?
So I think he's got an Oldham GP, hasn't he? But I think for whatever reason, the trust is still involved in Talib's care at the moment. I mean, is it possible that maybe in a week or two, if we let you know and gave you a call, could we arrange a welfare check?
But why? You know, the thing is that if you're acting with malicious intention, then obviously we're concerned regarding your need to do welfare check, because obviously if you this is quite clearly an abuse of power and process, because you're telling me now that he's still a patient of the trust when I know for a fact that his doctor, Dr. Dixon, has discharged him. And obviously we know the fact that he's discharged from their care of Dr. Dixon back in August. All right, so he's no longer part of the City Mental Health Team Trust, and you're telling me today that he's here today. You know, obviously, I'm going to have to report this to the police now that you're coming and harassing us, because obviously I rang back and spoken to Fungi. He said, look, it's got nothing to do with us, it's to do with Bradford Council. And then obviously, subsequently, I've tried to speak to Bali. She's gone on holiday. She's supposed to ring me back, so she's called me. And then all of a sudden, Vicina Brown is sending you to do a welfare check. This is quite clearly classed as unjustified harassment, because if he's no longer part of the City Mental Health Team because he's been discharged, he was discharged in August. So you're now telling me he's still part of still under the care of Dr. Dixon?
I don't know if he's still under the care of Dr. Dixon. We just have to complete a welfare check. It hasn't caused any distress. I just wonder if in the future, if we did call you,
All right.
would it be possible to arrange a welfare?
What is a welfare check?
Just to check in on Talib and just have a quick chat with him and make sure he's okay.
But why would you want to do that? What's instigated that for you to come from Oldham, from Bradford to Oldham?
You're quite right. I don't have the full information. It's just that's what we've been requested.
Because obviously, I'll tell you why. Because the times that he's come down previously, Fungi and Bali, he's told everybody fuck off. All right. The reason that you're coming down today is because you're antagonizing both me and Talib. This is a power thing. Why does he need to do a welfare check? Because obviously they know for a fact that when you're gonna come down, I'm gonna say no. They know this beforehand, and then they're gonna escalate the matter to the police, and then they're gonna try to break the door in order to come inside.
No, not at all.
Yeah, no, it's the case. It's the case. I mean, why? What? I mean, if somebody's saying if he's discharged from your services, that was my understanding, and if on our previous occasions he's told you to fuck off. All right, and then all of a sudden you're concerned to do a welfare check. The very fact that you're doing a welfare check is an act of malice. And obviously, I have a long history with Vicina Brown. They've been doing all sorts of nefarious things. I understand that. What did you say your name was? Chris.
Chris, yeah.
What's your full name?
Chris Browell. Browell.
Chris Browell. And what's your colleague's full name?
Khalid Mir, M-I-R.
Okay, Chris. All right, Chris and Khalid. Yeah, all right. You don't know what's going on. They've just instructed you. Who do you work for?
The community mental health team.
Yeah. Do you work for the NHS Trust or do you work for Bradford Council?
So we work. I'm employed by Bradford Council, but I work in the Trust community mental health team. So I'm part of CMHT.
Yeah, I understand. You're like Bali, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And what do you call it? And your colleague Khalid, does he work for Bradford Council or the Trust?
No, he works for the Trust.
Okay, all right. So you're part of Bradford Council, innit? So you tell me, as being part of Bradford Council, your manager is Vicina Brown, who's part of Bradford Council. Why has there been a need to carry out a welfare check?
Because I think Khalid didn't attend his last appointment. So.
Which appointment did he not attend?
I think he didn't attend his appointment with a doctor here in Oldham.
Whoa, so he didn't attend an appointment with a doctor in Oldham, and the reason that he didn't attend an appointment, which appointment did he not? So that if he's got a GP here, all right, and he didn't attend a GP appointment here, how do you know about it in Bradford?
So I can only assume, and I'm not sure, I can only assume that Oldham have maybe asked us to complete a welfare check.
Well, why would they look? Does that make sense to you? If he's not attended a GP appointment here in Oldham, that's private and confidential information, isn't it? All right. If he's not attended, because obviously I've had to raise several complaints to the local GP here because of your interference from Bradford. So if he's not attended a GP appointment here, how was the GP got in touch with you in Bradford?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that question.
Can
we just clear? You don't want us to see Talib? Is that correct?
Because I think you're committing an act of harassment and fraud. You're not answering my questions, are you? Because obviously, if you're like, for example, just because you're a police officer, it doesn't mean I'm going to have to listen to everything you're saying. You've heard of the Sarah Avarad case, innit? People are dodgy. All right, so you try and tell me, you answer my questions. I want to just find out why you rang up. You're acting with ignorance, and you're telling me that, oh, I've just come down. We're doing a welfare check in for your brother. Vicina Brown has broken our doors in previously. Talib has made it very clear that he doesn't want to be involved with anybody. Now, my understanding was that he was discharged from the city mental health team in August. Okay, now. All right, there's been an appointment that's been missed. So is that you tell me if you miss an appointment, that automatically triggers a welfare check, does it?
No, I don't think automatically.
No, it doesn't, does it? So there's something very strange going on here. And even if there was something, like if there was concern from the GP, then the GP should quite clearly inform the what do you call it? The social services here in Oldham. Yeah, or anybody here. And I've been informed. Am I a subject of the safeguarding?
I don't know.
See,
So
I tell you what to do. I tell you what to do. All right, you go back. You go back to Vicina Brown. You've got my telephone number, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got my telephone number, and you tell Vicina Brown or somebody from the council to telephone me. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so to telephone me and inform me that, obviously why you justify to me why you're doing a welfare check, number one. And number two is that if Talib has missed an appointment with a GP in Oldham, how is it that you in Bradford know about this? All right,
Okay.
and subsequently, the reason that he's missed an appointment in Oldham is because of your malicious interference in his healthcare. Because obviously he's been discharged from City Mental Health Scheme in Bradford back in August. All right, his own doctor has seen him back in August. All right, and now you're making pretexts in order to gain access, in order to maliciously do a mental capacity assessment to say the fact that he doesn't have mental capacity in order for you to steal money from him. So I understand, Chris and Khalid, that you don't know the full extent of what's going on, but just because you're being fronted, all right, to do something malicious does not mean the fact that you're innocent of things. Quite clearly you've traveled from Bradford all the way to Oldham, and then subsequently you chose to ring us up, startle us, harass us in this manner. Now, you could have telephoned when you were setting off. You spent 45 minutes traveling up from Bradford. All right, this is exactly what happened previously from Baljet and Fungi. You've travelled all the way up here. They've travelled up here without telephoning me. You've arrived unannounced at the door. You're saying we're doing a welfare check, and then the things that you're saying don't make any sense to us. All right, and quite clearly, I tried to speak to Bali last week, and she's telling me that she left me a voice message saying that she tried to get in touch with us. She left a voice message saying I'm going on holiday, and I'll speak to you back regarding when this welfare check. No, sorry, regarding the safeguarding issue. Now I need to know who's raised the safeguarding issue and why is the safeguarding issue being raised, and is it malicious in intention? Because quite clearly it seems quite malicious in intention that you've come down here through Vicina Brown, who I have previously raised a safeguarding alert, and nothing's been done about it since 2018. So please, sorry, go on.
I'll ask someone to give you a call to answer
your
questions.
I don't need someone. I need to speak to Vicina Brown.
Okay.
All right.
I'll let her know that that's what you've requested.
Okay. We don't want you to come over with the police and break our doors in like you did last time. All right, that's not acceptable. Talib is totally fine. All right, you've rang me up. Talib gets exceedingly. Look, you can see I'm getting agitated. All right, and I know it's not your fault, Chris, but basically you're a bullet, and Vicina Brown is the gun that's pulling the trigger. And obviously we feel startled by this, that you keep on coming down like this. All right, the matter is going to be reported to the police. Obviously, because this is not acceptable. There's conduct and behavior on your part that's been a failure. Now it's alarming and concerning to me that I'm trying to contact his GP, and his GP is refusing to speak to me, but yet he's telling you that he's missed an appointment, giving you a justification to raise a welfare check. It makes no sense. If the GP has any issues,
I understand what you're saying, Shazad. Okay, I'm sorry to cause any distress.
No, it has been. I'm alarmed and distressed and startled right now, because obviously there's a correct way to do things. I've made contact with Fungi. Fungi is refusing to speak to me. Bali's left me a message saying she's going on holiday. She'll get back to me. Vicina Brown is utilizing you, and obviously I'm going to be reporting this to the police that you're harassing me quite extensively now, because it's no justification for Vicina Brown to send people over.
That's fine. I understand that. So I need to end the phone call, but I appreciate what you say. So, okay.
Thank you. Goodbye. Tell Vicina to call me and not send her goons to harass us.
I will do.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Cheers. Bye.
Look at this.